Hey everyone, it's TheViperian here and welcome back to another Crash Team Racing video. Now if you're looking to find a way to improve at Crash Team Racing Nitro field, this video is the one for you. I will be showing you 3 ways that you can do to speed up the process of increasing your effectiveness and skill level in the game. Hopefully this will help you out, especially if you're struggling to win against hard AIs, online matchmaking, or simply the time trial ghost. Now the 3 ways that I'll be showing you will be separated into 3 steps, which means step 1 for beginners, step 2 for the average player, and step 3 for the above average players. Which means that you should start doing the first step first, and if you're good at that, move on to the second step, and then finally move on to step number 3 if you feel that you're ready. This will be a good way to measure your current skill level without jumping onto the harder methods head on. We need to take things slow first, because rushing into doing the advanced stuff head on without mastering some of the basics of the game will only do more harm than good. So I'll explain more as we dive deeper later on. Now before we begin the video, and if you're wondering, no, I won't be saying stuff like learn U-turning or master drift boosting, that sort of stuff, because these are already the basic mechanics of the game, so you should be focusing on mastering them anyway, no matter what. Instead, what this video will be about is to guide you into practicing and doing certain stuff in the game which will test your overall skill in the end. Also, please keep in mind that this method is only a suggestion based on my own opinion. There may be some better methods out there, but these are the ones that I recommended to some of my friends who just started playing CTR, and already I can see a big jump of improvement from them within a span of less than a week. So if you're new to the channel, do remember to subscribe for more tips and tricks, gameplays and crash related news and updates. And with that out of the way, let's begin. Now the very first step that you should be doing, especially if you're a beginner, is to simply play Ring Rally on the tracks you want to improve on. Ring Rally is a fantastic way in gaining map knowledge and learning your way around the track. Now why is Ring Rally on step number 1? Because it doesn't use certain shortcuts in some of the tracks, and it doesn't show you the best way to cut corners as well. But I still think that it is one of the best way to get used to higher speeds and maintaining blue fire, because the more laps you go around the track, the faster you will go with blue fire. This is not only a great way to train in terms of physical reactions, but also mentally in terms of patience as well. Because sometimes when we're trying to hold blue fire in a real race, it could get pretty nerve-wracking, which would make us prone into making mistakes much more easily. However, in Ring Rally, the moment you lose blue fire, you will immediately get it back after touching the next nearest ring, which allows you to continue practicing on holding blue fire without the worry of losing it. So if you're having trouble in maintaining blue fire on certain tracks, Ring Rally is a great place to start at. Once you're confident enough in the track, I would suggest moving on to step number 2, which is to attempt the time trials on every track in the game. Now, time trials is actually a really good way to know more about the track that you're playing on. Not only is it an amazing way to force yourself into learning on how to maintain blue fire on certain tracks, but also U-turning as well, which is one of the most important things to learn if you want to beat the upcoming developer time trials, which will be the hardest time trial in the game so far. Now why do I suggest time trials as step number 2? It is because, as mentioned before, while Ring Rally is a great way to learn the tracks, it isn't the best way because it skips on certain shortcuts, and it also forces you to take a certain path around the track. Now what I mean by this is that Ring Rally doesn't actually teach you on how to cut corners effectively, because the rings can be at some weird place at times. Just take a look at Drive Through Danger as an example. Ring Rally forces you to head over to this part of the track, while in reality you can actually just take a jump to the left side to cut so much more time. Also, you don't need to worry about losing your blue fire in Ring Rally because the rings give you blue fire anyway. So the only true way to see whether you can maintain your blue fire for the entirety of the track is in time trials. There will be no rings to help you out, and you don't have to worry about other people shooting items at you. And this is why time trials is the next step to go after Ring Rally. Now you must be wondering, what happens after the time trials, right? Let's say you've beaten all of the time trial goals, which includes the Emperor Velo and also the developer time trials. What's next? Well, the next and final step that you can do is to actually race against other people without using any items. No, I don't mean the online matchmaking that we have on the game right now, but instead organizing a private lobby with the goal of racing against each other without items, also known as Itemless lobby. Now most of you already know that I've beaten all of the time trial ghosts, and that must make me a pretty good player, right? Well, but whenever I hop onto an Itemless lobby, it is on a whole nother level. I usually race against speedrunners in an Itemless lobby, and I have to admit, I usually finish between 3rd to 8th place. But on the same time, it is actually pretty damn fun, because the benefits you get from racing against these types of sweaty players is that you can learn from them on how to cut corners effectively, how to keep your speed up, how to take difficult shortcuts correctly, and many more. Now I know what you're thinking, it's hard for you to organize an Itemless lobby with other people because there isn't any Itemless lobby matchmaking yet. If this is the problem you're facing, I've already done 2 things for you guys to make it easier to find players to race against with. Now the first way is to simply join my Discord server. It is a community made by me, and I'm currently inviting Crash players from every console platform to hang out together. I have a section for you to matchmake with other players who are also looking for Itemless lobby. So if you're interested, the invitation link to my Discord server will be in the description down below. Now the second way is to simply join me during my live stream. I always host Itemless lobby whenever I live stream just to have fun with you guys. Now my live streaming time is not fixed, so the best way to know when I'll be live streaming next is to simply wait for an announcement from me on YouTube or on my Discord server. So that's simply the 3 ways to get better at Crash Team Racing Nitro Field. Let me know down in the comment section below if you have your own ideas on how to become a better player. I would love to hear from you guys. And if this video helps you out, do consider supporting me by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. This is TheViperian signing off. Thank you for taking your time in watching my videos, and I'll see you in the next one.